Tuesday. It's time for some tea with T on this Talk Therapy Tuesday. I'm Tanya McQueen Nicholas, licensed marriage family therapist and owner of Renewed Hope Counseling. Parents, one of the best ways to love our kids is to teach them at an early age about boundaries. As a parent, you can think of a boundary as two separate lines, maybe one that you draw around yourself and the other that you draw around your child. And these lines indicate what you're responsible for and what your child is responsible for, where you end and where your child begins. Boundaries are all about setting limits or having expectations about what is acceptable behavior and what is not. Boundaries are not just rules like don't touch that toy or stay away from that room or even knock before you enter my bedroom. Boundaries also help to set clear expectations around personal space, taking ownership of your feelings, your thoughts, and your choices. When parents set healthy boundaries for their children that include loving limits and clear expectations and consequences, it teaches them to take personal responsibility for their lives while respecting themselves and others. It also makes it easier to navigate through life challenges and formulate healthy relationships for the future. So today's topic, teaching boundaries to children. So go ahead and grab your tea or your coffee, whichever you prefer, and let's dig in. Setting boundaries does not just teach children how to follow house rules, it helps them to understand clearly what is expected from them, or even know how to operate within the confines of their child role. It also teaches key character and life skills that will help them later in life, such as patience. You can't have everything you want when you want it. Problem-solving skills. Parents, by not inserting yourself in every problem or protecting your child from every mistake, it teaches them how to think and find solutions. If you're not given everything by your parent, you learn to become more resourceful. You learn to be more responsible, and you learn self-control when limits and expectations are set around how you react or behave in situations. Let's face it, setting boundaries can be difficult for both the parent and the child. For one, children push boundaries every day. They're wired to test their parents and see how far they can go. It's in their nature. But this is okay because this is how children learn and grow. Children need predictable routines to keep them healthy and rules that keep them safe. Clear, consistent boundaries keep the environment predictable for children, which gives them a sense of security. For parents, setting boundaries can be difficult due to consistency, follow through, and our wonderful need to fix or save our children from anything that may hurt them. When we become anxious about our children, we start to overfunction, which means we do too much for them. And that's where lines can be blurred. We take away the opportunity for them to experience and learn on their own. Experiencing natural consequences can be the best teacher for appropriate and inappropriate behavior. When children learn boundaries, they also learn they're not responsible for the emotions, thoughts, actions of others. They can respect others and still respect their own feelings and needs. They're confident about setting limits and saying no when necessary. This is important because oftentimes a big struggle for the young and older is feeling responsible for the feelings, thoughts, and choices of others. So how do you teach your children boundaries? Well, first, by knowing your own boundaries. You have to know what you value, what you think, or what you stand for. You have to know your core principles that you live by. And then by doing this, you're better able to communicate this to your children. Children care more about what you do than what you say. Then make your boundaries known to your children. If safety, respect, honesty, loyalty all matter to you and are important, then clearly articulate the expectation to your children. But along with that, let them also be aware of the consequences that come when that boundary is crossed. Along with that, let your child feel the impact of a crossed boundary. I know it's natural as parents to want to protect your children and keep them from pain. However, remember, it is positive and negative consequences and rewards that change behavior. Teach children empathy. We want children to have an awareness of the feelings and emotions of others and using it as a guide for how they should behave or treat other people. Teach children to be comfortable articulating their feelings and setting limits, even as they respect others. And then maintain good communication. A good way to do this is through family meetings or having one-on-one conversations. Give your children a chance to express their feelings, to talk about their successes, and even their failures, and even to be able to ask any questions or bring up any concerns. This type of open communication continues to build trust, and children feel heard. And this makes it easier for boundaries to be followed and respected. Boundaries are necessary for overall emotional health and well-being. Without boundaries, you're more likely to experience anxiety, having feelings of overwhelm, or just feelings like people are taking advantage of you. Learning to set healthy boundaries will positively impact the way you feel about yourself and your relationships with others. Well, that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed your tea with T on this Talk Therapy Tuesday. I'm Tanya McLean Nicholas, and I hope that you have a great day.